everyone. My name is Toya, and I have decided to start documenting my journey with homeschooling a special needs child. So I have a son who's 11 years old. He's in the 6th grade, and this is our first introduction or our first try at homeschooling. He previously went to public school, and when the team was good, everything was great. But when the team was bad, unfortunately, my son suffered. So thankfully, I have been able to homeschool my son, and we started in September. And this is our first week back after a very long and very well-deserved winter break. As I stated, my son is special needs. He has autism, I believe level 1, and he also is suspected to have ADHD, but we will meet with a doctor this week to determine that as well, hopefully. But nonetheless, we are now homeschooling, and overall it's good. We utilize time for learning, and I also rely very heavily on things like ChatGPT to help create other documents like this, because my son has reading comprehension issues, and I just like to give him extra practice with a short little blurb and then comprehension questions, and then we also do some more writing practice. So that's just something that I add in addition to time for learning, because when you start to do homeschooling with your child, or when you're very involved, you know better than the teacher sometimes, or a lot of the times, you know what your child needs. And so with time for learning, we have structured classes with English, math, life science, and ancient world history. And so far, it takes about 3 hours a day. So like I said earlier, we are back after a very long winter break, and we have completed the first week. Things went good and bad. So another thing that I utilize ChatGPT for is to create scaffolding. That is a teaching method that you can use for children like mine who struggle with abstract thought, because a lot of the 6th grade curriculum is like, create this or pretend this. And when I tell you, he does not get it. He just does not get it. And so I utilize ChatGPT. What I do is that I set it up in a Mad Lib style, for those who are familiar, and for those who are not. Mad Libs are just a story where some of the options are blank, and you would plug in an adjective or verb in order to create a whole story. So doing things that way helps him a lot, because like I said, he struggles with being creative in that way, or just make believe. And so I set it up where I have ChatGPT give me Mad Lib format. Each one offers 3 options. Now, before midweek, all of the options for answers were correct. And that was good in that it helped him build up confidence for these specific assignments. But I noticed that he was defaulting to picking the first answer for everything. So being me, I said, ChatGPT, he is defaulting to the first option. I need you to now give him decoys. So now one answer is the correct answer. And also, ChatGPT, I need you to randomize the option so he's not just defaulting to one. And much to my chagrin, he definitely exposed himself in terms of just picking the first one, and that is where we encountered some issues. Now, I had to have some tough talk with him, and I encourage parents of special needs children to don't necessarily put your kids in a box. don't think that they don't understand or aren't capable of XYZ. You have to push them just a little and within reason, but, don't be a pushover and don't be afraid to push them to their full potential. Now, he fought me on it a little bit, but after we had a moment of clarity, let's just call it that, he started to understand and he started to read and make sure all of his answers made sense. So that is the biggest thing we encountered this week. We've gotten over it. It is now 6:37 p.m. my time, and this is when I start to prepare for the upcoming week. So I'm about to hop on Time for Learning and just go through our coursework for tomorrow, get everything set up in ChatGPT that I need, print any resource sheets that he needs to fill out for his notes, and of course, get the reading comprehension together for the week. Now that is the number one thing that keeps me sane throughout this homeschooling journey. I have to be very structured. I have to prepare. And above all, I got to keep my cool. So right now, I'm utilizing things like Notion just to map out the entire week. Not only homeschool, but just the things I need to do in the house, the things I need to do for my businesses, the things I need to do for just looking for other jobs in general, the things I need to do on TikTok. Hello, because it's a lot. But yes, structure, preparation, and patience will do you very good when you are homeschooling a child. Stay tuned for more tips. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.